Hi, it's Snorgle. Welcome back to Exploring Minecraft. Why just go in a particular direction and check out the world of Minecraft. Looks like a beautiful day, sun rising. We're in a desert temple that happened to spawn exceptionally close to a town. Looks like it's almost part of the town. Ooh, I almost fell in. That would have been bad. Okay, so we have the desert temple, and as is our policy, let's go in and do this. This is Exploring Minecraft, where I just explore Minecraft. Check it out. Okay. I think typically about here is deep enough that we can start getting in there. Cool. Do I have any torches? I do. Let's do a little better here. Okay. We'll see what's available. We've run across a fair amount of desert temples, and I don't know how rare they are. I was under the impression they were a little bit rare, but I don't think they are, given how many I've seen. It also could just be, though, that when you travel full time, like in Minecraft, you just see a lot more of everything, which I hadn't really thought about before, but that's quite possibly the case. Gonna have a little light here. Okay. I think we can start digging over now. Yeah, there we go. Hold on, let's do this. Trying to think how I want to do this here. Okay. Let's just go ahead and dig this up. Okay. And just to be safe, I'm not going to use this, but let's just go ahead and dig these up just to make it better. Okay, what do we got here? We got some iron, which is not bad. The rest of the stuff we really don't care about. What about over here? Golden apple, that's not bad. We have those somewhere. Where are those? We do take this because this is peaceful Minecraft, so this stuff doesn't spawn in our world. So it's very, very useful to have. And what about this one? What about you, buddy? What about you? No? What are you doing? Why aren't you opening? Odd. Okay. Where was it? Here. Okay, we might have enough string. Is it in here? Sure, another golden apple, fine. I don't see myself using them, but that's whatever, it doesn't matter. It's fine. Okay, we're not going to need all this stuff, so let's go ahead and put this, just shove this right here. Oh, box myself in. As I want to do sometimes. Okay. All right, that was, again, not great. Could be worse. Actually, let's do something here. We'll just dump some of our stuff off in one of these chests that we don't need. We've got plenty of white wool. We don't need this. We don't need this. I don't need this. I'm going to keep that. We don't need this. We'll keep those. We'll keep that because this comes in handy. Anything else we don't need? I'm keeping these. They're taking up 2 space. I might get rid of them at some point, but that point is not now. All right, let's go. We'll get rid of some of the things catchings we got up here, but okay, that was okay. That was not great, but okay. And we already checked out this village, so let's head. Which direction are we heading? Wrong direction. We're headed this way. Yep. So we're headed. So the Z direction, the last number there on the position, goes up or down if you're looking at from a negative standpoint. Hey, there's a boat. Let's go check that out. If it's a little bit of pain, I'm not going to bother, but why not? You know, why this warp not? Yeah, let's go check it out. If something's easily accessible, we will We'll check it out. If it seems like a pain, I'm not going to bother. Not worth it for me. For one thing, because this is not about, for me, about acquiring goodies. And you know, that's not what I'm doing with this. I just want to explore Minecraft. I just want to check it out, see what's up. Sure. Let's go here. We'll just dig down a little bit. Do I have a... Yeah, I've got an axe. It's about to go, but... There's a chest down there. Let's see if we can get our way down. I'm going to have to make another axe here pretty soon. I know it, but that's okay. Oh, holy crap. Okay, hold on. I don't need lapis. I do need this, though. Okay, let's go up. Oopsie. Garb. Okay. All right, that wasn't bad. We got, let's see. We got a bunch of emeralds, which we are saving. The emeralds. Let's go ahead and... I think there's another thing over there, but I don't care. I want to get moving. This way? Yes. Yes, this way. Okay. Cool. Hold on. I don't want these either. Or this. Just eating up space. There we go. Wait. I don't have a bed, but that's fine. So one of the things I do is I leave my beds because if I die, I want to go back to that spawn point. I don't want to have to go back to lose all the traffic. I could probably do some shenanigans to get there, but I prefer not. I haven't done any teleporting. I haven't done any travel in the Nether. I went to the Nether, stepped right in the lava immediately, but I just want to travel Minecraft and experience it. And I talked about this a little bit last time. As I do this, I feel my relationship with Minecraft sort of deepening a little bit, you know, just because I'm understanding it a little bit more, I'm seeing it a little bit more, I'm experiencing it more. Because I noticed that people who've been playing Minecraft for a long time, 10, 15 years, maybe they started when they were college, maybe they started when they were children, and they have just such a intimate relationship with the game in a really meaningful way, and I don't think they realize it a lot of times because they've been playing it for so long. I think they don't. There's some things they don't realize about Minecraft, how genuinely amazing it is. I talk about the typical design pattern, right, of the mining is one of the most brilliant things I've ever seen in a game, and I think a lot of people don't understand how genius it is. And I'm not using that word, I'm not being flip. I'm being 100% serious. Is that a village? It is, huh? I don't use that term lightly. I think it is. I'm playing one of the series I'm doing is playing Minecraft 1.0.0, and I may improve it a little bit because there's some things 1.0 that are less than ideal. Like there's not boats. That didn't happen until 1.0.6, which I think is pretty funny. Come on. There we go. All right, let's check out this village. Or is it just a hut? Hello? Excuse me. Have anything in here? No. Is there anything? Is it just you two? Huh. Wait, no, I heard somebody else. Maybe. Oh, wait, no, that was probably the camels. Let's maybe try going up here? I think that's just, I've never seen a village with only a single house. I've seen a lot of strange villages. I saw one without any villagers. That obviously had to be a... There we go. No, that's exactly what I thought. There are villagers here. Other villagers. Kitty. Hi. Hello. Okay, that's odd. Okay. What is this? Oh, it's... Whoa. What the heck? I don't think I've seen this before. Like a partially underground house? That's so weird. That's very odd. Oh, okay. There's a lot more houses to this than I initially thought. Hello, how you doing? Let's see. Okay, a library. Lovely. Or at least the workplace of a librarian, I should say. Oh, here we go. Nothing. Hello. Nothing. Where are we going? Nope. This way? Yes, this way. Let's keep going. So I want to develop that relationship with Microsoft. I want to get to know it better. And there's kind of almost no other better way than just experiencing the game. And of course I'm experiencing, I have my build, a couple of different worlds I'm working on. I have a main world. I have my previous one that I will be going back to occasionally. But, whoop, see, go around here. But in doing this, I've become familiar with the biomes and the world and how it's put together. Holy crap! That's again. This is another thing too. I've noticed that the villages at night look kind of stunning. Look at that. That's amazing. Not a bad thumbnail. Not a bad thumbnail. Let's go check out the village. See, doesn't that look cool? Make sure I don't die here. But yeah, I just want to become more familiar with it. And some of the things, even just not even just as a player, right? I've mentioned before. I used to design and develop games, and I think that there's creative decisions that have been made that are just amazing and so forward thinking, you know? It's really interesting to me. Okay, so we got this village is they are up at night. Like, I think that's interesting. That's interesting. So we're kind of over a little bit in sand. And this one house, just this little outcrop here. Okay. This is what? Nothing. Okay. Looks like maybe a little cafe. Maybe. I'd just like to check it out, see if there's anything interesting here. I'm not particularly in it for the loot. Although I'll take something if it looks interesting. I just want to check things out, you know? Excuse me. Nothing. Pardon me. Okay. What's up, Petty? Doing some night farming? Up for you. What the heck is over here? I don't want that. Here, I'll plant it. What is it? Melon seeds? Oh, okay. His field's flooded. Poor guy. But he goes immediately to sleep. Actually, he didn't look like he was asleep, though. Lying in bed with his eyes open. I know that one. Okay. Okay. Which way are we going? Wrong way. This way? Yes. All right, let's keep going. Let's head down over here, though. Again, I do head in one direction. Let's see. Is this safe? That really doesn't matter, does it? It does not. Okay. Okay. Yeah. Little fireflies at night. Absolutely lovely. I think I mentioned this before. I didn't grow up where there were fireflies. I never even saw fireflies until I lived in a large city in the Midwest for about 1.5 to 2 years. Let's get rid of these because I do not want them. And I always thought fireflies for no reason whatsoever. It wasn't an informed belief. Whoa. Go down there. You will die. Careful there too. Treacherous. Can be treacherous. Wow. Yes. Melons? A melon. Single melon. That's funny. Maybe two. Pumpkins. But I always thought I did not think they were as large as they were. And they're good sized. Like at least the ones I saw were. And I don't know when do fireflies come up? Do you know? I don't remember. It's like spring, fall, like autumn or spring. I don't remember. But they were very big and really active when I would take the garbage out at night. You know, I'd go out behind the house I was living in and take the garbage out. And I love these forests of huge trees. So cool. So cool. I wouldn't mind running into another mansion. I don't know how to find them though. Some people are very good at finding mansions. That's not me. I found one on a live stream through the kindness of the chat. I wouldn't have seen it in a million years. But I'm hoping at some point I bumble across one. Possible. I'm not saying it's likely, but it is possible. We're nearing in on having traveled 300,000 steps. 300,000. Come on, stop. There. Let's go. Amazing to me that I've gone that far. It's not like Kurt J. Mack, who traveled millions of blocks, literally 12 million blocks, something like that, to get to the far lands. But I still think it's impressive. It's a long distance, especially without elytra, without, just... Let's go over this way. This looks a little more interesting to me. I'm a sucker for sand. Let's do this. Let's also craft an axe, because it just makes it easier to get this. I do not like the fact you have to punch it 48 million times. That's mildly irritating. It's not a huge deal, Okay, let's see. Okay, do that. And we will... Nope. Craft an axe. We will also craft a pickaxe, because we will need it. Both of these are going to die pretty soon. Okay. Sun's starting to come up, I think. Nice. Lovely. Let's keep going. I'm very impressed with the way they do these procedural worlds. It's very interesting to me because doing a procedurally generated world is extraordinarily difficult to do it right. It's easy to just do one. Not easy, but it's not particularly hard to do one, but it's hard to do one where it's good and stuff doesn't get screwed up. Because there's an awful lot of stuff that can get messed up. Or make the player's enjoyment less enjoyable. And they just nailed the world generation. It's really interesting. I do need to check out the code sometime. I know that in Java, there's ways to decompile and deobfuscate the code. Let's jump. Careful. Okay. There we go. Hi, cows. You don't have to worry about me. I'm a non-food eater in this one. So no worries from me. It's interesting to me that in desert biomes, drowned don't spawn. I think that's interesting. I also think it's interesting that jump. Did I make it? Yeah, I did. I also think it's interesting that the standard gribbler of the desert, I don't know what it's called. The typical desert zombie, the standard gribbler, doesn't catch on fire. Makes sense. They're adapted to their environment. As we do. It's always interesting. Like I've lived a bunch of different places. I've mentioned before. I think I moved a fair amount when I was a kid, and I moved a fair amount when I was an adult, and I spent 5 years living as a nomad. So I've lived in a lot of different places in the country. And I I think that you do adapt, right? So like when I was living in the Pacific Northwest, nobody really had air conditioning, you know. Some people did a little bit, but it's just not a thing. Like if you live in the desert, I've lived in desert climates, and everybody has either air conditioning or swamp coolers. If it's a dry enough environment, swamp coolers are great. I'm a fan of swamp coolers. They use a lot less electricity. They do the job, but it's got to be a very, very dry climate. And then you live in places like Pacific Northwest where it just doesn't get that hot. When I remember when it was 80 there once, and it's just, you're just dying. And it's not because nobody has AC, it's just you're not used to it. You know, whereas where I live now, if it's 80, everybody's like, oh man, do I need to wear a hoodie? You know, that's not quite it. Joking a little bit, but not by much. Like 80 is considered, you know, downright pleasant. And you know, I'm an odd person. I enjoy oppressive heat. I don't know why, but I do. When I was traveling full time, my favorite place to stay in the summertime was Scottsdale, because for a couple of reasons. Because I stayed in the same place, and it was in the off season, so it was actually quite cheap. I spent about half of what it cost me for a month was about half of what it cost for a week during the high season. So you stay in this really nice place, and the people who rent it were super, super nice. They were so nice, mainly because a lot of those vacation rentals, they have a high season that's like 3 or 4 months, right? Then they make their entirety. They make all of their mortgage payments for the year for the townhouse or the house or the condo or whatever, right? They make that. They make all their profit. They make they make the entirety of their money in 3 months. But then you have somebody like me, this weirdo, that's like, hey, you know, let's haggle, and can I stay there and on a longer term, you know, for what are you doing down here, buddy? Like, oh, I should have brought those. Doggone it! I should have brought those. I'm an idiot. I should have brought those bones. Oh, that's too bad. I should have brought those bones. I didn't even think about that. Let's go this way. So they would rent to you like a really cheap, because they weren't expecting to make any money. It's all gravy for them. Some people wouldn't, you know, some people didn't want to do that. And some people didn't want to haggle or didn't want the hassle or whatever, but that was rare. Most of them, they were more than happy to make some extra money that they weren't counting on at all. And of course, they, you know, these are professionals who have been doing, for the most part, have been doing it a long time and are very attentive and very nice. And it's just, I want to go to that cherry biome because I really like it. I love the cherry. I love the cherry trees. And so they were just super happy to get some extra cash. You know, they got some extra money. They weren't counting on it at all. And so, you know, someone like me, I'd spent 3 months in the summertime in Scottsdale. We stayed in this one place. I stayed in this one place where there was it was like a townhouse and a duplex, actually, not really a townhouse. And there was a nice old retired lady who was in the other one, was super quiet, never heard her ever. And sorry, platforming. Okay. And she we were there's like a couple of houses down from us was one of those weather underground stations. You know, you can, like, if you're a weather dork, you can get let's make this a little easier for me, shall we? You can get one of those weather stations, and then you can register with the Weather Underground, and it reports the weather. And then if you go to Weather Underground, you can look at the map, and you can take a look and see what the weather is right. I love these trees. Gosh, I love these trees so much. How are we doing on wood? We're doing okay. Not great, but okay. And it was so hot one summer. It was just brutally hot. And of course, that's the kind of thing where, you know, you have to slather on the sunscreen a lot because it's going to kill you if you don't. I'm not joking, like literally. And I remember one day they were having a heat wave, and it was 128 Fahrenheit. I don't know what that is in Celsius, but it's hot. It is hot, hot, hot. And I loved it. I loved every second of it. It's marvelous. But you know, I know people that live in the Pacific Northwest, that live in I know several people who live in Seattle and some who live in Portland. And you know, the Seattle area and to a lesser degree Portland, it rains a lot. It rains an awful lot, and I know some people that absolutely love it. Like it's just so individual, you know. They just absolutely wow. Pale Garden. Oh, I love the Pale Garden. Okay, let's try to get down here and not die. Oh, okay. We can't die. I'm more peaceful, but we're not in undying. Yeah, that's gonna hurt, but that's fine. We got this. Okay. A little perilous, but we got this. Oh, yeah, we got this. We totally got this. I could probably fall from here and be okay. Okay. I'm going to do this. Is there... Yeah, there's a big valley, isn't there? Doggone it. There's no connection, is there? There's not. Okay. That's fine. We'll do this. For the Pale Garden, we'll do it. No problem. I don't think we need a boat. We're going to swim across. Yeah, but some people really love that. Some people absolutely love that. Yeah. I could, the desert is my favorite biome in Minecraft and in real life. I'm a huge fan of the desert. Not that. This. Thank you. Please. Don't mind. I mean, I realize you were here first, but come on. See, even like this, it's a little bit difficult. It's not hard. It's a little bit tricky to traverse because it's not all even. But a lot of it is that way. It's so consistent. It's really interesting to me. There we go. I love what happens to the color when you come towards the Pale Garden. It just immediately desaturates. It's really interesting. It's so fascinating. Oh, I haven't seen a Pale Garden with these gigantic trees. That's so cool. I think the wood from these trees is my favorite. I think it looks really cool. It looks exceptionally good, like stripped. It looks really neat. Sorry. I haven't seen a Pale Garden with these huge, massive, giant trees before. Interesting. This is a big one too. Interesting. Be careful. Yeah, that hurt, but you know, it's okay. That's okay. No big deal. Pizza. Oh, this is nice. This is really cool. So the other thing I noticed from playing 1.0, and again, I've only played it a couple of times. I recorded one video, but I played it a couple of other times off camera just to sort of get, wow, look how huge this Pale Garden is. Holy crap. I don't think I've ever seen one this big. Oh, ouch. Yeah. I knew that was going to happen. I mean, I didn't, but I suspected it might. Look how big this is, though. Oh my gosh. So crazy. That's really cool. That is really cool. I just love the vibe in here. So neat. And there's no other animals. I mean, granted, you know, if we were in here, there would be gribblers to be sure. I believe that there are a lot of gribblers in here. And there's the weeping angel thing. I don't remember what it's called. There's that one, which is a little bit terrifying. Not gonna lie. But hey, look, what are you doing here, you silly thing? Yeah, just this one is so massive. Oh, then it backs up on a snow biome. Huh. My least favorite biome. It's true, it is. I don't like snow biomes. I'm not a fan. In Minecraft and in real life, I think. I mean, I've lived where it has been snowy before. We've got quite a bit of snow, in fact. And I mentioned before, I'm a formerly trained musician. I used to be a professional, and I used to work. I would do gigs when I lived at those places. I would do gigs at ski resorts sometimes, and you know, you'd have to drive up in the snow and you get used to it. It's fine. But it's just not. It's not my. Hello, how you doing? Just not. It's not my favorite thing. Let me just say that. Not my favorite thing at all. Wow, we got past 280. I'm not sure we're going to do that today, but we're closing in on 300, which is really exciting. It's funny though. Like I always think I see pictures of people driving in the snow, right? And I see them just driving like maniacs. And I was thinking, when I moved to where it was when it snowed a lot, and I was in snow for the first time, I just knew you needed to be careful because snow is wet and slippery, or at least it seemed like it would be. Look at that. Wow. I'm not going to go in there because I don't feel like it. But at one point, I really do need to sort of explore a massively huge cave. I haven't really done that much. I don't have a desire to, frankly. I don't know why. I just don't. But they always kind of seem like they're always a pain, I know a lot of people say that large caves are easy because you can get a lot of materials and blah, blah, blah and everything. I'm not convinced. And I know that's common. A lot of people think that pretty commonly. And I've watched a couple of videos on it where people tried to show objectively, and they kind of never did show objectively that was the case of strip mining versus just checking out a cave, Don't go that way. We'll die. Don't go that way. Jeez. Come on, Snorgle. Stop taking risks. This can go this way a little bit. What's that? Is that a city? A city. I don't think it has a city. A village? I was reading up some things and this one cracked me up that it is a village. Has that really beautiful glow at night. When villagers were implemented, oh gosh, they have the exact same pathing logic as pigs. I think that's probably changed a little bit, but initially their pathing logic was based on the pig's pathing logic, which I thought was pretty funny. It's interesting that people talk about the lore of Minecraft, which I find fascinating, and it's interesting to me. I mean, like you can hear it. Like I heard some developer. I'm trying to find an easy way to get up here and over there. Maybe we just start going up here. Maybe. Oh, well. Glarb. Let's see. Go this way, maybe? Yeah. I thought that was really interesting. But like, oh, here we are. I didn't realize I was this close. Huh? So, yeah, I heard a developer talking about that, a Minecraft developer. But I also heard a Minecraft developer talking about, I was looking at what is this? Upgrade gear. I don't know what that is. I was kind of looking into some of the lore of the Enderman, and this one developer was talking about what they had talked about a little bit, and they had internally developed this lore around how it works, and they do. It's a little interesting to me that more of that hasn't gotten out. I think there's a couple of books on it. I'm pretty sure there are, which I would like to get. You should be careful because you're not like immune from damage. You should be careful. What do you got? Anything good? Podzol. I don't know what that is. Packed ice. I don't have need for any of this. So I'll just go away. Okay. Can we do this? Yes, we can. Okay. Good. Okay. No. What are you doing, Jumpy McJumpers? Okay. They keep jumping. I mean, it's fine. I'm not here to judge your jumping. Maybe I am, and I didn't realize it. Oh my gosh. I feel like I'm shirking my jumping judging duties. But, okay, nothing there. I was thinking, it always cracked. They all just lie in bed, staring straight up at the ceiling like they're having an existential crisis. But people are very mean about the villagers. You know, about how dumb they are and they don't do anything, and it's perfectly fine to just entrap them. You know, I probably going to. If there's a free bed around? I think there's almost always one in here, right? No, apparently not. Well, I was going to, but maybe I won't. I was going to set a spawn point. I do want to set a spawn point, though. What that is? It's another one of those things, I think. Let's go ahead and come back here and find a bed. Just set a spawn point. Because we've traveled a decent amount and I don't want to lose that, so. No, that one's taken. Man, this, let's see, that's where the animals sleep. I'm no sheep sleeper. What? Dude, what are you doing? In my survival Minecraft, I need to be thick. Oh. I guess the golems don't. Makes sense. The cow gently snorting in my ear. Nope. I would like to set a spawn point, please. I'm not sure I've seen a village where every single bed was taken. Fine, you're gonna make me do it. That's not what's in there. You're gonna make me do it, aren't you? You are. Alright, fine. Didn't want to use up my wood, but it's fine, we will. And okay. Oh, jeez. Okay, I'm going to set this over here. Oh, that's right. I will actually be sleeping. I thought it was just at a spawn point. Okay, we'll leave that there. Pick this up. Get rid of this. Get rid of this. I think we're okay now. Anything else we need to get rid of? This. Okay. And cauldron. Huh. Go this way. It's so interesting, you know, what people get used to. You live in some place where 60s and 70s is really pleasant and nice. And there are other places where that is cold, you know, and you just get used to it. And part of it is infrastructure, right? I mean, where I live now, every place has air conditioning because it gets to be in the triple digits in the summer for quite a long time, and it's hot. And so the infrastructure is there to set that up, you know, but it's not just that. Because your body and your brain also get used to it, right? So you somehow like acclimate to it being that hot and get used to it. So like when I walk out in the summertime and it's, you know, 105, it feels really nice to me. And there's other people who aren't used to it who are like, oh my God, you know, like they're about to die. And it's understandable. I get it. But it's just interesting to me, you know. I remember when I lived in the Pacific Northwest, and there was one time we were having a heat streak and it was like 85. It was very hot and I had a fan on. It was fine, you know, I had a fan on and stuff. But my cat was this gorgeous black cat. Big, gorgeous black cat. Really huge. Not quite as big as a Maine Coon, but very big. 16 pounds of raw muscle. And just a great kitty. And they were so hot. They were sprawled out on my desk. Just flat as a pancake, just like not moving a muscle, conserving every inch, decided not get like exert any energy and heat. And I put a little bit of catnip, just sprinkled a little bit of catnip, see if he'd move up like by his nose. And he didn't move at all except his tongue licking up the catnip. I miss you, buddy. I miss you. My current kitty is not quite that entertaining, but you know, all cats are entertaining to a degree. You know, I'm a cat guy. I like dogs too, but I like cats better. They're also lower maintenance. Okay, there we go. I kind of like going down these things. I don't make as good of progress, but I think they can be a little bit more interesting. Although I really like the open ocean as well. I've talked about this before. I'm really fascinated by this biome. I want to look. Let's go. I'm genuinely curious about this. Yeah. Oh, it's so nice. Oh, yeah, it's interesting. So, but even like I have a friend who lives in Alaska, who lives in Fairbanks. And, you know, he just gets used to the brutally cold weather. It's just like it's a thing. He's used to it. You know, you have to bundle up because you'll be hypothermia pretty darn quick, but just bundle up and get used to it and just, you know, carry on with your life. Let's see, what is that? Is that, if that's one of those ice biomes, I'm going to try to pass. I don't think it is. I think it's more snow, but I don't think it's an ice biome. It's interesting that we're around, that there's an ice biome. I wonder if it's going to start snowing. I can't. Yeah, I think that's ice over there, I think. But there's still trees though, so maybe it's just smothered in mist. I don't know. I don't know. Over here, because it's a little easier to... Fortunately, we have not come across... Hello! We haven't come across... Not fortunately, but we haven't come across another desert temple, nor... we were on a roll there for a while, nor any buried treasures. Those are fine little things, but they kind of go a little bit against what I'm trying to do, and they're interesting to do, and I like the experience of finding buried treasure and finding it and seeing what's in there. If I were playing a more normal playthrough, I probably would find those more exciting and interesting, because there's loot you can get that's difficult, if not impossible, to get it otherwise. Like, what is it? It's yeah, these. Heart of the Sea. I think there's some underwater breathing thing you can do with it. I don't know, something like that. But that's not what this playthrough is about. Not at all. When Vibrant Visuals first came out, this is Bedrock. When Vibrant Visuals first came out, they changed the rain, and I liked it better, and they changed it back. It used to be you could kind of see the sun a little bit through the clouds. You could tell what time it was and where it was. And that's one thing I always kind of didn't like about it. And there was OG Minecraft like, oh, you can tell what time it is because blah, blah, blah. But like, I could kind of tell when it was starting to be night because the hues of the temperature of the light would change, right? The color of the light would change subtly. But I liked it better. You could see the sun. You could tell what time it was. Because, you know, it can get really easy to get trapped outside at night, and there's a bunch of gribblers at night, and, you know, keeping away from... There's no need to be reckless, right? I mean, being fearless is different than being reckless, you know? If there's a reason for you to be out at night, then I think that's fine, you know? And I wouldn't say that's fearless, but I think it's fine. But at the same time, like in Minecraft, if there's no reason for you to be outside at night, just go inside. You know? Although apparently if you stay up for 3 days and nights, some like demon thing chases you. Not sure what it is, haven't seen it, but that doesn't sound fun. He says controversially. Hello, how you doing? yeah, it's just the longer I do this series, and I'm only doing about one of these a week. But the longer I do this one, the more I feel like I'm starting to understand the terrain of Minecraft more, And the subtle changes are what I find so fascinating. Even the difference between 1.0.0 and whatever the current version of the thing is. It's just so interesting to me. Like, it's just so fascinating. And I was watching when Kurt J. Mack made it walking to the far lands. No Elytra, no, just walking on the overland to the far lands. It took him 14 years, I think. And he finished, But the thing is that a lot of people I know, as a tribute, I watched some of the YouTubers I watched as a tribute. They kind of watched. They booted up that version he was playing, and they were all commenting how different it was. But the thing that's fascinating to me is, in 1.0.0, it's not how different it is; it's how much the same it is, right? Like, the core game mechanic is identical. Well, that was useless. Can I go around? Okay. Like, the core game mechanic is the same. The game is the same game. It's shocking. Like, how little has changed. And I realize it's still Minecraft 1, and part of that is my point, right? That I mean, you know how easy it would be sometimes 7 years after the first Minecraft came out, milk it for all it's worth, and do Minecraft 2? No, I understand that they put out Minecraft Dungeons and the Minecraft story, and not the movie, but the Minecraft stories, whatever it was on Steam for a long time. And it's but it would be so easy to come up with the Minecraft 2 and milk that for all it's worth, but they haven't done it. They've significantly continued to upgrade the original game. Stardew Valley's the same way. I just really respect that. It's kind of the opposite of like Call of Duty or Madden, right? Where they pretty much come up with a new game every year, but it's not the code base isn't different significantly. It's just not. It's just skin different. Same with like FIFA, games like that. Like, okay, nope. We'll just go around there. Can we go around here? What's going on here? Up here, maybe? We can cross. Ooh, scary. Okay, there we go. Should we? Yeah, that's good. Yes. I was reading about how desert temples spawn, and one of the things said that if they spawn, where part of it is near a cliff, the foundations of the temple just go straight down. And I've seen that happen with pillager outposts. I never know if it's pillager or illager, or if the pillager is the one wearing the weird stupid banner hat and the illagers are all the ones following him around. I'm never sure about that. Is that? Is that a boat? I don't think so. No, it's not. Sometimes the old eyes plays tricks on them, don't they? But it's also, since everything's so blocky and square, I think we can just swim across here. That's fine. Since everything's so blocky and square, sometimes you just don't know, There's things that have a tendency of looking like they're a man-made object instead of like a Minecraft object. We'll go a little bit more. Sure. I do need to continue practicing on PvP. It's not something I'm particularly attracted to, but I do think it helps me. It helps me fight. And that's probably the main thing. Gribblers are significantly easier to fight than any PvP. In my opinion. Look, oh, that's so cool. So cool. Most scribblers. There are some gribblers that are extremely difficult. I think in general, I think Endermen have a tendency of being thought of as very difficult to fight. And probably mainly because they teleport. Kind of sneak up on you. I think that their attacks are pretty hard. Makes them difficult to fight. Although, you know, you can cheese it. Put a block over your head so they can't hit you. There's ways to do it. Do it from water. If they go to you, they get injured. They teleport away. You can put them in a boat. I've seen people do that. I don't know. I can get around over here. Man, it's a lousy day. I think what we're going to do is... Oh, let's go over here. I was going to build it up there. But what that is, let's go ahead and make some bets. Okay. We'll pull this up. Smack this with the bed until it learns its lesson. Go to sleep for the night. Wake up and continue traveling. That will have to wait for the next video. Thank you so much for watching this playthrough of me exploring peaceful Minecraft. Just trying to get better acquainted with Minecraft. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time for more exploring Minecraft. See you in the next video.